I'm Carl with Apt, and in this video we're going to give you a closer look at the brand new TU7000 series from Samsung. The one we're looking at here is 65 inches, but we also carry it in 43, 58, 70, and 75 inches. So there's one for just about any application you can use a TV for, and the best part is it's reasonably priced. Make sure you check out the link in the description after the video to see all of our current prices. Looks-wise, it's pretty much what you'd expect from a lower price point TV. It's got a thin plastic bezel with two plastic feet to hold it upright. On the 65-inch model we're looking at here, they're about 44.5 inches apart, but that number will change based on the screen size. You also get a couple of clips to use for cable management. There's nothing that really stands out as far as the design is concerned, but that's not a bad thing. Occasionally on the more budget-friendly TVs, you can find obvious areas in the design where they chose to scale back, but this one looks pretty good for its price point. What you will want to pay attention to are the inputs, and this is one of those areas where you have to make a sacrifice for that better pricing. The TU7000 only has two HDMIs. Now, this will be fine for anyone who's only plugging in like a cable box and maybe a gaming system, but if you plan on hooking up other accessories like a streaming media device or a Blu-ray player, for example, you'll have to get a little creative, like possibly adding a soundbar that has extra HDMI inputs built in. So be aware of how many components you plan on hooking up to this TV. That being said, HDMI number 2 does have an enhanced audio return channel, and they're compatible with auto low latency modes, so the inputs it has have some useful functionality built in. Another cost saver has to do with the remote. This one comes with the basic one from Samsung. It's still functionally useful. In fact, it's probably more useful because of the extra buttons, just not quite as sleek as the one remote that comes with most of the other Samsung TVs. And then we have the picture. If you look at the TU7000 realistically, knowing it's designed to be cost effective, then I think most of the people buying this one are gonna be happy. Nothing really stood out as being inferior to higher priced TVs until I put it next to one. The colors seemed accurate, they just don't have the same volume as a QLED. Black levels were uniform and looked good in a dark environment, but there's no local dimming with this one. Contrast was good enough to provide decent details in dark and bright areas in HDR content, and the brightness seemed okay too, but the TU7000 is definitely going to perform best in a darker room. It's not quite bright enough for me to fully recommend for a room that gets a ton of light. Motion was okay too. There was a bit of a trail even with auto motion turned on, but I didn't think it was anything overly distracting, and again, I wasn't expecting anything different. What was great was its input lag with game mode turned on. Testing it on 1080p at 60 Hz, we were getting times under 10 milliseconds, and with that auto low latency mode, you're looking at a budget-friendly TV that's gonna give you a better than average gaming experience. Another thing I liked about the TU7000, and this really goes for all the models above this one too, is the operating system. It's laid out well, which makes apps and extra content easy to find. You can change some of the more popular settings like picture, sound, and motion without having to go all the way into the full settings menu. It's a lot less intimidating for anyone who might not be overly familiar with how the newer TVs work. It is a little laggy though, which seems to be the result of it trying to provide more information within the app you have highlighted. If you're looking for a budget-friendly TV that has a nice picture, some good gaming features, and an easy-to-use operating system, I think you'll be happy with the TU7000 series. The only thing really holding it back is its lack of inputs. What do you think? Are two HDMIs going to be enough? Make sure to let us know in the comments. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.